Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to check out part 2 of the Final Fantasy IX collaboration with War of the Visions. We've got Vivi coming in, we've got his new vision card coming in, which is a very powerful job-based vision card specifically for Mage staff, which Vivi is. Then we've got some older units catching an upgrade, and we're getting a new farmable weapon for Vivi. So let's check all of that out on the JP side of War of the Visions calc, which has an excellent translation for Vivi's name, Bibi. Bibi, we got Bibi here. We're going to talk a little bit about Bibi to start things off. 100 cost, dark element, kind-hearted black mage. He's a black mage, and obviously this man is a black mage. Blade Soul Red Mage as subjobs both provide some really interesting buffs. We'll get to those here in a minute, but let's start with this TMR. We have Vivi's Pointy Hat, which is 225 HP, little bit of magic, little bit of accuracy. It's interesting. It's a 2-cast group buff that's a 25% agility buff and gives allies the ability to dispel auto restore. So that's AP auto restore. It's not bad. Like for a TMR, if this had a little bit of agility on it, I could see it maybe getting a little bit more play when like Trust stoned out. Still, especially if you're a newer player, maybe coming to the game for this event, an AoE agility buff is not nothing. So it's decent, not game-changing or anything like that. His master ability, he's got the elemental group buff. He does give himself 20 magic attack resist penetration right here, so he begins that road towards magic attack resist pin and spirit pin, which he will need both of those things. He gets 20 magic resist pin with his master ability. He gets critical evade 20. He's gonna be a fairly hard guy to kill, especially if built correctly. His dream enhancement gives him 20% more magic, activation time down 200. As a black mage, that's a big deal. You want to be chanting off those spells really fast. And then speed reading spell, his new support ability catches an upgrade. So let's go look at his skills here. We've got, and I'll go ahead and zoom this back out. How did that look on this page? It didn't look too bad. I am going to zoom it out once. About right there. I think that looks nice. Then we can see the whole page. Okay, so speed reading spell. This is that thing we just saw getting an upgrade from his Transcendence. It's another 400 activation time down, which is excellent, making his cast time even faster than it was just from his master ability. He catches auto revive for himself. So this is really good. He comes into the match with re-raise. You love to see that, and he has ways of helping ensure that re-raise stays online. He gets 12 single target resist and HP recovery when his HP drops below 50%. This is a top tier support ability in the game, right? You're getting modern day resist with single target resist, re-raise, activation time down, and a self-heal when your HP drops below 50%. Amazing. You're going to run this every single time. Then you have some options. Mind and body are the same. Isn't terrible if you're going anti-magic with spirit and HP. Hidden power, his job, second one, is HP and magic. That will give you a little bit more damage. Red Mage's tips will give you initial AP and just a 10% boost to your magic damage. I'm interested to know which one of these is more of an increase to his DPS. In my heart, I feel like this 10% flat increase might be. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will test that out. But check out this one. I actually like Knowledge of the Magic Sword. This is agility, an absolute banger stat. Spirit penetration 40, thus beginning his journey down the spirit penetration tree. And then critical hit rate 12. It's going to be really hard to pass this one up in my opinion. And I think in most cases, you're going to run speed reading spell and Knowledge of the Magic Sword. Blade Soul having access to this is just nutty. And this is something that helps Vivi achieve that like true 100 cost power in my opinion. As far as counter moves goes, he has two that I think you even consider. His new one, Preemptive Double Return, is a 70% proc chance against slash and magic damage that counterattacks for 121% colorless magic damage attack. So I think that's good, especially because the range on it is decent at range 4. Revenge First Blade, I think you just ignore that one probably. And then Magic End is magic reflex, but that 20% proc chance is so hard to actually get off in the modern game where everybody's running reaction block rate, you know, trust masters or support skills or something like that. So the 70% proc rate feels a lot better, and I think most people will run preemptive double return on this character. Now, his new main job, let's skip there next. He does have a reduced counter chance 100 single target skill. It's his 5-use cheap skill, but that 121% modifier will oftentimes prevent the AI from using it just because the AI prioritizes damage. He has a self buff right here, special chant, that is more activation time down with a thick magic steroid of 40% and 50 reaction block rate. Overall, really good self buff, really good self buff. It just might be overshadowed by some of the other buffs that he brings, specifically like his group buff that's coming up here in a minute. He has a 2-hit dark magic moves that dispels shell for the targets. 185% modifier isn't the biggest ever, but the range on this for an AoE move is good. It's base range 4, and you can see it's that cross-shaped AoE. It's a 2-hitting move. Also, it's a 100% hit chance move, which is always nice to have in your bag in case you run into some like sneaky evade comp that's mixing in some evade. You have 100% hit right here in double Darka. Save while protecting. Check this one out. Group buff, 3 uses. Gives protect to the group, so I like that little physical defense with the protect. This following, this thing it doesn't have translated is it gives your allies the ability when they hit an enemy to turn off re-raise removal, therefore protecting your units that have re-raise by turning off re-raise removal from the enemy. Really cool. We haven't seen much of this kind of thing in the game yet. And he gets 40 more magic penetration for 3 turns, putting him at 60 with this buff on and his master ability. So you can see he's making his way down that path of the proper resistance penetrations that he will need. Meteor that upgrades to Meteor 2. This is a diamond-shaped AoE move. 220% modifier decreases elemental chain resist by 40, and with the upgrade will restore 200 CT to himself. Therefore, you know, making him able to maybe lap some people, especially if you build him fast, get him haste or something like that. 4 uses with the upgrade. Also, don't sleep on that. Being able to spam something is nice. He has Flare that dispels auto revive, the thing he makes it so other people can't do. He can do it. Dispel auto revive, 260% modifier, single target damage, 4 range, colorless magic scaling DPS move. It's a nice thing to have in his kit, just in case you're running into a bunch of dark resist. This will give him the ability to just kind of forget about that dark resist and continue to do his thing. He has Bio in his kind-hearted Black Mage sub-job. This has a 25% chance to inflict poison, and if the target's poisoned, decrease their spirit. Pretty cool. Poison's a very effective thing, especially in the new like PvE event that's coming out, if it's the same as the last one. And then Break. Look at this. He has Petrify. Not very many units in this game have the ability to petrify somebody. I think of like Mustadio, for example. He has it. It's a 15% proc chance, which you can see is lower than the normal chance for like regular moves to inflict a status effect, but you run him at max faith, you fighting somebody else who has high faith, there's a shot. There's a shot of petrifying somebody. Okay, that's neat. Probably more of a manual PvE or PvP thing than auto. It's a cool thing to have in his kit. Now, Blade Soul. Why would you ever run Blade Soul? Well, let's talk about it. First of all, it does give you access to slashing type damage, although I can't, just like looking at these modifiers and considering you're not going to be bringing like slash attack up things to your group, I doubt this will do more damage than your other moves. But look at Exorcism Barrier. I like this skill a lot. This gives you 7,500 HP in a magic shield. So if you find yourself fighting other magic-based teams, 7,500 more HP is pretty sweet. So I really like Exorcism Barrier from the Blade Soul sub-job, and then if you absolutely need the slashing moves, you do have them right there. Red Mage, why would you run this? First of all, notice no jamming thrust here, so you don't get jamming thrust, but you do get the ability to spot heal, and you get fast cast, which when fast cast got upgraded, it became pretty dang insane. It's an activation time down for 4 turns buff. Also, haste. So you get haste in here too, 42% haste for 3 turns and single target resist 20. There's a lot packed into that. I anticipate this being kind of the go-to standard. It's always going to be a good buff to have, especially if you want to cast that after you cast save while protecting on your group. I anticipate fast cast being a normal thing. However, don't sleep on exorcism barrier as an option. Here's your HP recovery. It's a 40% proc when your HP drops below 50%. And then your limit break. It's another diamond shaped AoE move in his kit, ups his magic damage by 20% after he casts it, 200% modifier damage, and a very high chance to stun the targets for 1 turn. Excellent. Overall, very impressed with this kit. I don't think it's game changing. Like, he's not going to come in here and break the meta, but he is a strong mage to pair with Helena, and he brings a strong vision card for that job that we're going to look at next. Now, before we look at this, I do want to jump over back to the client for just a moment and point out that we are still rolling with global exclusive upgrades. What you won't see on the WoTV calc page is this magic attack power up for Vivi that is a limited bestowed effect. So we do have that. You're not going to see it on the page. Just something I wanted to remember to sprinkle into the video while I was thinking about it. So here's this VC: HP, magic 161, and luck 15. Unit effect, 10% magic, 5% agility. Solid unit effect. Again, nothing game shattering there, but more magic and more agility. Hey, I mean, I take it, right? Now, party effect: AoE resist 24, reaction block rate 32, magic 50%. Like, check. All of these are top tier stats to have on a vision card, buffs to have for your party. AoE resist 24 is absolutely top tier. Magic 50%, excellent. Those are both as good or better than old VCs that only gave that buff to your group. And then reaction block rate, you just stack that. Just stack as much reaction block rate as you can all the time so you don't get reflexed or preemptively countered or all of those annoying things. An amazingly good party effect vision card right here. If you want to take a look at the units that can take advantage of that, well, let's look. Here's Helena and Vivi. This is the power duo I think is coming out. Then I think you find another job black mage unit to sprinkle in to that team. If you did want to see what all dark units could take advantage of this card, because maybe that's what you were looking at running, Halloween Lucia is on there, Roth is on there, Dark Fiend is on there, Lemire is on there. It's a little bit of a who's who of dark mages. So if you could run a mono dark element mage team with this vision card and do some work, sprinkle in your dark element VCs on top of it. Sephiroth is also on here, because why the heck not have Sephiroth on here? You know what I mean? He likes that AoE resist. He likes that reaction block rate just fine. It is a very good VC for that. Now, what about light? Because I know a lot of people have Helena and might be considering pulling this just for light. It's a little less astounding, right? You have Mashiri, Valentine's Day Miranda, Elshra, Sakura. Like, yeah, there's some good units on here. Also Rob, Grace, and Phoebe. So there's some good units on here, especially cost limited options like Sakura and Phoebe, but Dark is definitely popping off a little bit more. And then here's all of the units right here that I'll just kind of quickly scroll through. Notice Sottily, again, Dark Fiend is on here. There's a couple good, or there's a good lightning mage right here with Skahal. Medina's on here. Everybody has access to a good Medina. So there's that. That's what's on this vision card. Overall, I think this thing is a monster of a vision card. And then on arena maps, you will get 15% more HP as that arena map specific buff, so it's even better there, and that's for the same job types as the party effect. Okay, Vivi's also getting a new staff added into the game, the Mage's staff. Let's see if we can translate these names right here. It doesn't matter. Let's look at the magic one. It's the one with the most magic. 171 magic, 3 accuracy, 4 crit. Everyone who equips this will get magic attack 15. Vivi himself will get magic attack resist penetration 20. So that's, again, continuing him down that path towards getting the magic attack resist pin that he needs. Then he gets reduced physical damage taken by 8%. I love that. I love that, because this dude has access to that magic shield if you wanted to go that way. This gives him a little bit more coverage in the physical defense department, again, mixed with his ability to cast protect, and it has another effect on it that I don't know what it is. So we'll see what that is when it drops. Great staff though. You're definitely going to want that on your Vivi if you're playing him. Perrine is getting a buff. She already has her dream ability. She already has her master ability. She's catching her master ability too. Here's what it is. Previously, she had slash resist 10, pierce resist 10, reaction block rate 20. All of those were fine, and all of those are staying. She's now picking up 20 magic resistance. I like that. And strike resistance penetration 30. Now, Strike resistance is not like a massive stat in this game. It's come a long way since, back when Perrine came out. So I like the idea of keeping her up to date by adding strike resistance penetration to her kit, because there is, even though it's not the most prevalent thing in the world, it's certainly not slash resistance, it's still way more prevalent than it was when she came out. So excellent little upgrade right there for Perrine. I think you'll be happy as a Perrine player to receive those buffs. Whisper. Now, Whisper's upgrade that she's getting is to her limit break. In fact, that is all of the next 3. Whisper's limit break has always been kind of cool because it did bravery down. Not a ton of moves in this game that inflict bravery down on your opponent, especially ones that the AI will consider using. This is getting a lot of buffs, and including one that will encourage the AI to use it. So let's look at this thing. It now absorbs damage for 3 turns for self. So she gives herself the ability to absorb 30% of the damage she does for the next 3 turns, including this cast, because this buff applies before the damage. So she will absorb this damage and 3 more turns worth. It still hits in its square-shaped AoE. It costs considerably less AP. It goes down 16 from 49 to 34. Nice little upgrade right there. Then it still decreases bravery for the targets. The modifier's 240% now. This is a big deal because the bigger modifier will again encourage the AI to use it more, therefore giving you access to all the other benefits of the move, including decreasing slash attack resist penetration and magic attack resist penetration on the targets. Whisper is a unit that revolved around stacking resistances, which back in the day was kind of OP in a Whisper OP sense, not like truly OP, but nowadays is less OP. At least this gives her an option for turning off a little bit of penetration, making her a little bit tankier. I still think Whisper's going to live in that world of being a 70 cost limited kind of unit that can catch some people by surprise. Love this unit, still enjoy playing her whenever I get a chance. She's a little better now than she was before. Okay, Flag Bearer Glassy, her limit break is getting upgraded as well. Let's go scope that out. Previously, this was a neat limit break, especially for chaining in longer PvE events where the boss was going to get a turn. You could extend your elemental chain, and it's something I've used a couple of times before. It's still all of those things. It's now just 10 AP cheaper and gives her courage and AP auto restore 5%. It just got better. Like, it got a lot better. This is nice. It's even better for PvP now with the courage and AP restore on it. Excellent. And the AI used this thing already anyway. It's a good upgrade to Flagbearer Glassy. Jaden Rundall. So like regular Jaden, who's an older unit that still sees a lot of play, his limit break got a nice upgrade. Previously, broke magic barriers, 3 hit, 200% damage. Still does all of those things. Now it also decreases single target resist 38 for the target if they have re-raise. It also gives him re-raise and increases his single target resist if he has re-raise. So a whole lot going on with this skill that was not going on before. A nice upgrade to our friend Jaden, and that is the stuff coming to us this week in War of the Visions. Vivi's a big target for me. I'm very excited to start building teams around him, and I might give him, like I've given Squall a nice long couple of months run here with, various different lightning units. I might bench that lightning team for a little while in like Guild Wars and Arena and stuff and go to a mage team for a while with Vivi and Helena. At least that's my plan until my new lightning man, the new Warriors of Darkness lightning unit comes out, or Warrior of the Crystal lightning unit, whatever they're called this time. I don't know, they're going to introduce them pretty soon. When that guy comes out, Squall coming back, if you know what I'm saying. All right, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Good luck in your pulls if you're pulling for Vivi and the Vision card and or whatever. Have a good one all. I'll catch you next time. Peace.